Welcome everybody to a Pro Dota commentary brought to you by Chale. Today's game will be WHS on the Sentinel and Panzer will be on the Scourge. I will start by introducing the players as I'm going to go ahead and switch it to the observer here. I'm going to introduce the players. We will have the N1MBM, Deniska, Ukraine. Timble, is it Timbai? Timble. The Apathy, the Darth Sidious. I believe that's from Star Wars. Panzer Reinhardt, OK Dollar, Leaf KK, Ramen, and DJ Bobo. DJ Bobo. Good man, DJ Bobo. I'm just kidding, I have no idea who he is, it's just a very fun name to say. Six actually immediate bans coming out total from, both teams. Invoker, AA, Prophet bans coming out, as well as Shadow Demon, Lich, and Windrunner. All those bans are really common to me, except for the Windrunner. Not because Windrunner isn't worthy of being banned, I just believe that there are other heroes even more worthy of a ban, generally leading her to be picked as she is very successful. Has really nice skills to be in the solo lane. When that shackle shot is working, if you can get two-man shackle shots in every fight, as some Windrunners seem to be able to do in certain games, you could just be so powerful. In team fights, locking down two heroes for 3.5 seconds. We see a first Lycanthrope pick coming out. Lycanthrope is a pretty strong hero. You can throw her in a side lane with a few heroes or solo, or even put him in the jungle, enemy or your own jungle. More than likely will be in the Scourge jungle if he is going in the jungle, as those wolves are really strong, really utilized really well by a lot of good Lycanthrope players. You can use them to block as you're trying to chase. You can use them to scout out. At the very beginning of the game, you can, get both rune spots, pinned down. First pick, Broodmother coming out from WHS. WHS is from Ukraine and Panzer is from Germany. I always like to say where they're from in case anybody's wondering. The Broodmother pick coming out though. Broodmother's an extremely strong hero. You throw her in that side lane by herself. She can push a lane by herself. She'll be able to farm up your neutrals by herself. It really adds to the gold from the Broodmother. Broodmother will be seemingly go from no gold to a shitload of gold in no time at all with those spiderlings. And if you don't get anybody with a lot of AoE to knock out the spiderlings, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. However, Panzer answers immediately, picking up a Batrider Sand King. Batrider, a great hero versus the Broodmother in the laning phase. Batrider, the best laner in the game, in my opinion, so will dominate anybody in the laning phase. However, throwing her up against that Broodmother, being able to just fly over and knock out those broodlings, and then they pick up a Sand King, which also does very, very well against those broodlings. Leveling up Caustic Finale early is really something that's becoming a little bit more into fashion as of late, as when you just run up, not get that last hit on a creep, kill almost all of the broodlings. Really, really strong. Then we see the Enigma pick coming out, as Enigma, really strong laner, able to deny creeps constantly with his Eidolons, get up a quick Blink Dagger and or BKB. We're really going to see here, depending on how many stuns they get, BKB not be the exact thing you want, as the Batrider will be able to jump behind you once he gets a Blink Dagger and just lasso you away. So the more than likely we'll just see a Blink Dagger trying to position himself really well and catch everybody, or at least the Batrider. As it's a little difficult for the SK to stun if he's not behind him, as he will get caught in that range of that BKB before he's able to let that stun off. And then we see a Tidehunter pick coming out. Tidehunter's a good support hero, has a really strong ultimate. Really can help the Enigma in terms of placing his ultimate. If he catches a few heroes out of position and really grouped together really tightly and is able to pop off that ultimate, followed by a Blink Dagger BKB, it's really going to be goodnight, as the Broodmother is going to be able to whack down on whoever he's hidden in those team fights. Support heroes being needed from the Scourge, as we see the Vengeful Spirit ban coming out. Vengeful Spirit was banned mostly because if you can get a pretty good, good early levels, not early levels, but good levels on him and on her actually, and get her up to 11 or even 16, being able to swap out that BKB'd, or if being able to swap out Enigma if Enigma does end up going that BKB, letting the enemy get 2 heroes that can stop your BKB is just something you really can't let happen. Now they could ban out the Beastmaster next for that same reason. I don't believe the Beastmaster will be a pick though, as I believe that Bat Rider will be soloing middle. We will see that SK in that lane against the Broodmother, as I believe that's what he was picked up for. Bat Rider I don't think was picked up to counter the Broodmother specifically, but really just picked up because of how powerful he is. Then we see the Panda ban coming out from the Scourge. Panda's a strong hero. The ultimate is so good. Being able to have that long disable with the tornado as well as that solid stun. You don't take any damage during it, as once you come back out, then you are able to take damage again. The Venomancer ban coming out as they didn't want to add to that team fight potential. Venomancer is a pretty solid support hero / semi-carry. And with Tidehunter's ultimate, Enigma's ultimate, and Veno's ultimate, it could have just been, entirely way too much for any team to handle, let alone just the heroes that they have. Even though they do have pretty naturally tanky heroes on the Scourge team, Venomancer's ulti is just extremely strong, as we only see 15 seconds of extra time left on this pick, as it will be on this ban, as it will become there's a Crystal Maiden ban coming out. Again, another support hero knocked by the wayside. Really not wanting them to pick up anything too strong. Crystal Maiden, a very good early laner, being able to constantly keep mana in my opinion, the Bat Rider, being able just so he can constantly napalm, constantly, firefly. In my opinion, dominate the lane even more than he already does, having that good amount of extra mana. As well as Frost Nova being a very good skill against those broodlings. As we will now wait on this 4th pick.